guys? Welcome back to Mod Pop Sports. This is Grandy. This is first time here. Thank you for checking out the channel, checking out this video. You guys are returning. Welcome back. Happy Friday. Made it through the week. It's been a crazy week for myself. Picked up, I think 2 lots. So I picked up 2 lots coming up here. So I got some new inventory I'm working with in regards to prepping for my eBay store and the second eBay store. Links in the description, guys. Check them out. I got both 2 eBay stores running now, guys. So make sure you guys check that out. Make an offer on anything. Every little bit helps us. And then also some of this inventory is going to be pretty cool. I'm going to submit to get graded. So it should be good inventory for upcoming shows this year. So, and as we all know, PSA, SGC, both are lagging, I guess you could say. I feel like PSA is probably about 3 months or so behind. SGC is about a month, guys. I know they say 5 to 10 days, but they trick you. Because you ship it to them, it sits in their mailbox for maybe about a week. Interesting, SGC. I'm going to knock on you guys because I think that's bullshit. So, but anyway, so it sits there for about a week, then they receive it in. Then they get it back to you within the 10 days that they say. So tricky. I hate that, but it is what it is. So they're about a month. So if you guys are wondering, about 3 weeks to about a month in regards to SGC. So I wish they were a little bit quicker than that. But other than that, there you guys go, man. That's kind of been my week. And let's jump into it. Q&A. Try to get this through as fast as I can. I don't know how long this video is, so I'll do the best I can, guys. All right. First question, the new Denver card show. So if you guys don't know, the Denver card show, the next one's coming up in April. It's going to be at the new location at the Stockholm Yard. It's a new place where if you don't know, it's not as up north. It's just a little bit north of Denver now. So it's not too far. It's right off of I think it's the I-70 exchange there. So it's a kind of a bigger venue. What are my thoughts on it? Because it's going to be bigger. They're going to have a lot more tables available. And so this is the thing. If you guys don't know, so the Denver Card Show currently is a little bit over 240, 250, I think, tables currently. 200, I think close to about 270 almost, right? With this new location, they're able to add about 30 to 40 more tables, which is great. They're hoping by the end of this year, December or I think early 2026, this show, because they have a new area right there that they're building, it could be up into the 600-700 table section, guys. There's going to be a national show if they can, get it up to that big. So my thoughts are, because prices of tables are going to be up a little bit, obviously, and the location, I haven't seen it yet. I don't have much thoughts on it quite yet. I have to see it. The reason being is because I wholeheartedly believe there's 2 main key components for locations and card shows. One, lighting. Critical. Lighting, because when you're looking at cards, you got to be able to see. I think it's really critical if the lighting is good. And then obviously is the traffic of, availability of space. So the last case, we were completely packed. It's hard for people to move. So if you have enough room so people to move around, I think that's super critical. So I have to wait and see. I understand it as things expand, as more people join, as more tables are there, as a bigger venue, more expensive. So I understand the cost is going to have to go up a little bit. I'm not thrilled about that as a vendor, but I understand that as a business owner, how things happen, right? So I completely understand that. I'm grateful it's not going to be double the price, but it sucks that it goes up. But, that's just the nature of the business. As things grow, as things get bigger, it is what it is. As demand grows, obviously pricing is going to increase a little bit. Now, if you guys don't know, the new location, I think it's going to be free entry for all guests, which is cool. There is going to be charged for parking though, so I think it's like 10 or 15 bucks. So my thoughts are carpool, and you get in that shit for free, guys. Take a minivan, take like 10 of you guys if you guys really want to, right? Park for free, split the parking between like 4 or 5 guys, right? You literally put in $2 each, and then you get in for free. So that's the cool thing. This is going to be great for the people who are attendants. Buyers are going to love this because it's going to be free. You no longer have to pay the entry. Yes, pay for parking, but like I just said, carpool, and you technically pay $1 or $2 each. You're good to go on that end. So my thoughts are, wait and see. Don't like the price increase, but I understand it. So it's just nature of business. Excuse me. Pros and cons of eBay store. Somebody asked to see if I can do pros. I'm not exactly sure what your question was on this, but I'll see what I can do. I'm wondering if you're asking the pros and cons of having an eBay store or not having an eBay store, or are you asking me the pros and cons, the difference between the levels? So if you can kind of be more specific on that, I'll be able to answer that a little bit better. But the pros and cons of having, of not having, I'll just talk about that. Having an eBay store, I feel like, is good. There's beneficial because you get more listings. If you don't have an eBay store, you only get up to 250 listings for free, which is great. If you're going to do super, super high-end stuff, I would recommend that, actually. And if you're just doing this as a side hustle. If you're looking to do this and really increase your sales and really generate revenue, I highly recommend getting an eBay store. The reason being is because being in the category of sports cards, trading cards, we get additional listings on that. It doesn't take as much memory, and we don't do as much, I don't believe, auctions. I think here and there, it depends on fixed listings, but you get more listings in that category, which is great. On top of that, if you have an eBay store, like a premium membership, they give you a credit per quarter of $50 you can use for shipping supplies. So that's the great thing about having a premium store, is that I literally get $50 of credit to use for my shipping supplies, for like bubble mailers, or any types of boxes, things like that I need to ship in. You can use it quarterly. So you literally get $50 every 4 months, every 3 months, I guess. My math's bad, but anyways, every 3 months, and you can use it for shipping supplies. That's what I've been using it for. It really pays itself, especially if you're paying premium store $60 a month. So it's like getting money back on that end, right? And if you get up to like the Anchor store, I think they give you like $200 on that, but there you guys go. But that's $300 a month, so it's up to you. That's definitely a pro. Another pro is you have the opportunity to use their sales platform. So you can do a lot of advertising, marketing, things like that. You can do sales, you can do free shipping, and you get to tailor the store to how you want to run it, how you want to do things. You know what? The pro of it is having your own store. VI online, I get it. It's not a physical store, but you have your own store. You can run it the way you want to run it. You can do things, and it's open 24 hours. I keep telling you guys this. Millions and millions of people still use eBay. It's the biggest platform currently. Will it ever change? Who knows? But right now, millions and millions of people still use eBay. It's open 24 hours a day, 365. You can't really beat that, okay? So you can't keep a storefront open 24 hours a day. I mean, you can, but it'd be dumb, right? But this is the thing about having an eBay store that's very critical. I make sales throughout the night when I'm sleeping. There's not many other platforms you can do that you can make money while you're sleeping. So that is the biggest pro, I feel like, obviously, in regards to that. It's just convenience, and I think that's a huge pro. It's very, very convenient that you just list and just wait till somebody buys it, or set up the auction, let people bid on it, and then you move and ship your stuff. So it's pretty convenient in that sense. A con, I wouldn't say the only con. A con is definitely there's fees. I mean, that's just like in any other business. If you have a store, you're going to have overhead. So you got eBay fees. I mean, it's nothing you can go around doing that. That's just the nature of doing business. A lot of people are like, it's so high. I mean, technically at 13% of your sales. So if you sell, let's just say you sell something for $100, $12 of it goes to eBay, and then whatever, you get after that. So a lot of people gripe about that. But to me, it's just the nature of doing business, just the expense. And you can't, even if you open up a storefront, you're going to have to pay all the overhead, the lease, and all that stuff, right? And the time and effort. Same thing when you go to a card show. You have to buy the tables. You have to pay for those tables, and your time and effort, and all that good stuff. Your transportation, lodging. See, people have to take that in. For instance, it's just fees. It's just the nature of doing business, and you have to pay that up front. So, but it is a con because you have to pay the fees. It sucks on that. Another con is sometimes I feel like eBay definitely backs the buyer more than the seller. That just goes with the nature of the way the system is set up currently. So I guess you can definitely say that's definitely a con on that. In regards to eBay itself, for me, is very pro because I can literally let it run and I don't have to babysit it. That's the one thing, is I can go take my kids to school. I can go pick up my kid from school, take him to practice, basketball practice, all that stuff, and come back and then check on on my store or whatever, and then I'm okay. It's not you have to babysit it 24/7. That's the cool thing about that. And then the biggest pro, I feel like, You can go on your phone. It literally, your store travels with you. You can't say that about anything else, right? Your store travels with you if you have a smartphone. So there you guys go. I feel like it's a huge benefit, and that's a huge pro for me. And then, like I said, whether you open up a store or you just do the free listings, I would say start out with the free listings. If you want to grow it, get the store. So that's the biggest difference on that. How much? Oh, this is a good question right here. Somebody asked me, how much will I get? I have a ton of base and inserts of star players, people like Brady, Mahomes, LeBron. How much will I get at the show if I do a huge card lot of their base cards, insert cards? So from my experience, you're probably just going to get the same amount as you would on anywhere else. So this is the thing about those. You'd be better off doing lots on eBay, I feel like. You'll have more eyes to see that. You go to a dealer and you get let's just say you got a 100 card lot of LeBron James just base and a couple inserts in here. Let's just say you have 100 cards, they may just throw at you maybe like 10, 20 bucks, okay? Even less than that, right? Just depends. Maybe $5 they'll offer, right? Because it's hard for them to move those little things, because what they're going to end up doing, taking those cards and probably put it in a quarter box or a dollar box anyways. So in there, you might get somebody who might, a 100 card lot of, let's just say, of a star. They might give you like, hey, I'll throw you $5-10. So it's up to you if you want to take it for that. And they're going to literally throw it in their 50-cent card, or probably throw it in their, dollar bins, and then they're just going to leave and forget it. So that's why you might get something like that. Now, you want to get your best bang for your buck, you might put it on eBay listing for like a 100 card lot of LeBron James, let's say cool inserts, whatever. You might actually end up getting $20-30. But there you guys go. You got to weigh the difference, because you might not get that right away. It might take you a while before somebody who's willing to pay that much. Or you can just set it up as an auction. Somebody will pay for it, hopefully, you would think, right? So that's another option for you on that. So you're not going to get a ton of money, but you may get some dealers who will give you a little bit of money if you're looking just to move your stuff. So that's what I would do, and just don't be butthurt if somebody offers you literally $5 for 100 or 200 of your Patrick Mahomes cards or something, because they're just base and inserts. There's nothing they're going to be able to do except, like I just said, put it in a box for them. So that's their mindset in regards to that. It's a good idea if you want to do that, but just don't expect a ton of money. The best bang for your buck is probably doing it on eBay and set a certain price that you want, and then just do best offer, and then that's what I would normally do. And that's what I would do if you want to do a card lot, something like that. So there you guys go on that. Do I put Pokemon in my inventory to bring in the Pokemon people to my table, and to so they can actually look at sports card? No. And the reason being is, if you haven't been to a show lately, or at least my experience from my attendance at show, is that if somebody's coming up to me and they have Pokemon, they could care less about sports, and vice versa. It's simple as that. There's a few of many that might be interested in both, but most likely people who come up to my table, and if I had some Pokemon, they'd be like, oh, great, but then they'll be only into Pokemon. They wouldn't even be into the sports cards, really. So, and I don't do Pokemon, so even if I were to put that into my boxes, it makes no sense, because somebody could, I wouldn't know what I'm doing. That's the thing, because I don't know anything about Pokemon. So I'm not going to do that just to bring in the people who probably aren't even interested in sports, at least from my experience on that. So I don't do that. How do I manage inventory? This is a great question. How do I manage inventory, my storage and all that, and how do I organize it from in-person to online? And I mentioned this before many videos ago. That's very critical, guys, that I knew probably about 4 months into this, doing this full time. I had to figure out my organization and everything storage. So how do I do it? Pretty simple. You keep them separate. That's about as simple as I can do it. Now, if you're small enough where you only have, let's just say, 1,000 listings on eBay, or even less than that, or more, whatever the case may be, and then the card shows, if you have a specific amount, let's say 1,000 cards too on that, you might be able to manage both pretty easily if you coincide them. But once you start getting over that point and you get too much, I recommend just separating them. You have all your inventory for your in-person card shows, and you have all your inventory for your eBay or your online store or your whatnot. I was doing it 3 separate ways when I was still doing whatnot, which I'm taking a break from. But I had my whatnot inventory, I had my eBay inventory, I had my in-person card show. It was too difficult because at the beginning when I was trying to do this full time, I would sell something at a card show, and then somebody would buy it on my eBay store, and then I was like, shit, right? It's out of inventory. I had to tell that person on the eBay store that, sorry, I just sold this at the card show, and it sucks, okay? So, and vice versa. You may sell it on eBay, and then all of a sudden your guy is trying to buy it, And there you guys go. You're like, shit, who do you sell it to? The guy in person or the eBay person? So it happens. So I try to keep them separate. If you're small enough where you don't have that much listings and stuff, you can probably overlap them, because if you sell it in person, then you can instantly cancel or take the listing off of eBay as soon as possible. I still do that on maybe about 20 to 30 items. I still coincide. I bring it to the card show and I leave it on the eBay store, but I know which items it is, and that way I can just take it off the listing instantly. But I try to, honest to God, I try to separate them all. That's the easiest way. I know it doesn't make sense. They're like, well, I want to be able to sell it over here or over here. I want to make sure as many eyes see it. I get it. I understand that. But once you get big enough to a certain amount of listings, it's really confusing and it's really hard to keep up with, and it'll mess up your inventory and just the way you keep track of it. So I recommend just keeping them all separate. That's just my recommendation, but other people may do it differently or say differently, so it's up to you on that end. Excuse me. Car Dealer Pro, Chrono Cards, best for optimization, all that good stuff. So I had somebody who messaged me on DM. Shout out to you guys on my Instagram. They're looking to do, to scale up and do this full time. Currently, they're using Car Dealer Pro. They want to make sure that they're using the application and the software to the best of capability. Look, I'm not the best at this stuff. I'm actually a type of person that I learn hands-on. So I'm doing this and figuring it out hands-on. So I've used Chrono Cards and I've used Car Dealer Pro. I did several videos of this before, but I am more tailored towards Chrono Cards, obviously. Currently, I use Car Dealer Pro. And the reason being, I've already told you guys, is because on Car Dealer Pro, you can literally export it and upload it to you can have 20 eBay stores. You can upload it to there. It's pretty simple on that end. So that benefits if you have multiple stores or multiple locations you need to upload it to. So let's just say you have a McCarty store, if you have a Shopify store or something like that, if you want to upload to that, Car Dealer Pro allows you to be able to do that, to export that and do that. Pretty simple. Their template is simple. It's really user-friendly. I keep telling people this. Car Dealer Pro is very, very user-friendly. However, I come from a background of using Excel. I feel like Chrono Cards is very good in regards to that end. I think speed-wise, Chrono Cards I can list faster than I can Car Dealer Pro when it comes to that. I just feel like it's a lot more keyboard heavy, hotkeys heavy. I feel like Car Dealer Pro, that's Chrono Cards. Car Dealer Pro is more of a using the mouse click. It's just user friendliness, pictures and everything to make it a little simplified. Chrono Cards a little bit more in depth in regards to using their application. So like I always tell you, try them both. They all have a trial period and see which one works best for you. If you're wondering how much should you be able to list, are you optimizing? This is my thoughts. If you have the ability, if you're doing this full time, let's just say you're trying to do this full time, 8 hours a day. If you strictly just worry about listing and nothing else, so you're not worrying about shipping, packaging, I'm not counting that yet. But if you're just focusing directly on listing, uploading, listing, uploading, scanning, uploading, all that stuff, you focus out on 8 hours a day, you should be able to get several hundred to 1,000 per hour. So you multiply that times 8 hours a day. Now, that's not including the packaging, shipping, obviously storaging your inventory, how you're going to list, all that stuff. I'm just talking about straight scanning and listing. You should be able to do hundreds of thousands of cards an hour. You should actually be able to do it pretty quickly, okay? Now, the accuracy of everything on that depends on how fast you are with computers and search and all that good stuff. And just, it just all depends on that. But optimizing and getting the best bang for your buck is figuring it out, man. You have to time yourself. I did. You time yourself. How much can you list per hour? I would actually do that. I use Car Dealer Pro. How much can I list per hour? Doing what I do. I'm talking about scanning, uploading, listing, and then I have to obviously, put the inventory in correct order so I can pick it, okay? So timing-wise, you have to figure that out. My recommendation is to find out how quickly and how efficient you are is time yourself every hour on a daily basis. Do it for a week. Just time yourself. How fast are you with Car Dealer Pro for an hour on average? How fast are you with Chrono Cards for an hour on average? Go with whatever you feel that you're fastest with. Me personally, like I said, I was faster with Chrono Cards, but I have 2 shops now and it works. Car Dealer Pro, I'm not that slow. I'm getting faster at it, but It is what it is. But like I said, time yourself so you have goals. So this is what I do. I timed myself. I figured out how much I can list per hour, how much I can list per day. And then what I did was I broke it down to per week. So I have a goal. I have a goalie set to reach every week of how much I want to be able to list on my eBay store. So if you're just wondering what my current estimate, I want to be anywhere between about 1,000 to 2,000 card listings, okay, per week. So anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000. Everybody's like, well, you can do way more than that in an hour. I know that, but you're not understanding. This is also, I'm talking about slabs. I'm talking about thick patch cards, which I can't scan. Those are the ones I take pictures with, and then I list and make sure I have the right information, all that good stuff. So as I said, I want to be anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 cards a week. That is my goal. So set yourself up, see how you time yourself. And that's what my recommendation, that's the only way you can figure out how efficient you are and how you're optimizing yourself. And then what I normally do is after 3 months, so quarterly, what I actually do is see what my listing is, see if I reach my goals, and then you can adjust it for the next quarter. And that's what I usually do. And then this is the cool thing is that after that first quarter, if you're reaching your listing goals, up it. Up your goal. So if I wanted 1,000 or 2,000 listing, maybe if I'm reaching it pretty easily, then the next quarter I'm going to try to do on a weekly basis 2,500 to 3,000 listings. So keep upping your goals and upping your listings. Then on top of that, you have to see, you got to break it down per transaction. How much are you making per sale and stuff? So you want to up that up too. So there's a lot of things to do. It just depends on how in-depth you want to get into it. I look at how much I make per sale, and then I want to see that increase. I want to see how many listings I do per week, and I want to increase that. So you got to set yourself goals and kind of figure out how efficient you are on that. Sorry, I just went into a deep explanation on that, but there you guys go. Last but not least, I don't have a video of how I scan cards. I don't. I don't have the time. I guess I do. I guess I could break it down. There's so many videos out there. So if you're looking to do how you scan cards and use Card Dealer Pro or Chrono Cards, there's plenty of videos. So go to Chrono Cards. If you go to their website, there's plenty of videos for them to explain how to use scan. Go to YouTube. There's so many videos of how you scan, how to use their software and upload and all that stuff. I know this because that's what I did. That's how I learned it. I don't know this shit, guys. I'm telling you guys. And then on top of that, if you have questions, reach out to their support. They all have customer support. They should be able to give you, and this is a cool thing, a lot of them actually can set time. They can sit with you and go through and help you on how to use your scanner and how to use their application and software. I'm not the best person to go through that because, like I said, I'm a hands-on person, guys. I'm not a type of person that I can teach. I'm not good at that stuff, but I'm telling you, go to YouTube, go to their website, Card Dealer Pro, or you go to Chrono Cards. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I don't give a shit. Anyway, you guys just try them all out. But like I just said, contact them, go to their website, go to YouTube. You'll see plenty of that. If you're still having an issue with that, like I said, just contact them directly. They should be able to set something up to walk you through the whole process. And it's pretty, I wouldn't say it's super easy, but it's not rocket science, guys, at the end of the day. I'm not the most computer savvy guy, and I can figure it out. You can figure it out, guys. So there you guys go. Sorry this video is super long. I know I kind of babbled my way on certain things, but you guys ask questions. I try to give you guys my honest opinion and my experience on that. So if you guys like this stuff, feel free to subscribe. If you have not subscribed, all good. I still appreciate you guys crazy if you guys watch this video all the way through. But it is what it is. Have a good weekend, guys. I don't know if I'm going to record this weekend. I'm going to be pretty busy. Kids got activities. This is the time of the year as summer, spring's coming up. Lots of sports for my kids, so you know how that goes. Other than that, Warriors, let's go, babe. They are on a roll. I'm loving the Jimmy Butler pickup. They're looking beautiful. Other than that, man, I'm also excited. Football season, draft's coming up, so there you guys go, man. Other than that, man, have a good weekend, guys. I really, really do appreciate you guys. I don't say that enough, man. It's pretty cool to have you guys watch my videos, ask questions, interact with me. I appreciate that you guys are taking this journey of me selling sports cards full time, baby. Let's go. Have a good weekend, guys.